What's up, everybody? It's your boy Melvin here for another classic review, and today I'm going to talk about the popular anthology series Tales from the Crypt, which aired from 1989 until 1996. Which this was before I was born. I only saw the episodes from when they were released in their volume set, which I actually proudly own. They expanded the series from 7 seasons and also 3 films. But before we begin, did you subscribe? Did you hit the bell? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for our next Dead Time story? If so, welcome to the Crypt. You're in good company. But yeah, let's begin, shall we? So, Tales from the Crypt was based on the famed or infamous comic series from EC Comics from the 50s, which we all know it. The reason why you don't hear it is because, hello, Karens and idiots, religious idiots, got it banned. Yeah. You want to blame somebody? Blame the Karens for the stupidity. Since then, there were 2 films done by Amicus, Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror. Strange they didn't do the third one called Haunt of Fear, which is the third of the famous terror comics of EC. Then in 1989, lo and behold, HBO made a series of the famed series and brought the famous Crypt Keeper to life. Fun fact, the animatronic used for the Crypt Keeper is the same they used for Chucky in the first Child's Play film. You can tell by the eyes. It's Chucky, but decomposed. And most of the stories in each episode in Tales from the Crypt are based on actual stories from the comics, but more modern, since most of the stories are from the 50s, which, hey, let's make it updated. Take example, House of Horror, which was in season 5. Originally, I read the comic. And House of Horror is just straight to the initiation to go to the old haunted house, which is like from the 1950s. You have the old car and that. And this one, it's more different. You have these pledges. One of them is played by the actor who plays Wesley Crusher from Star Trek Next Generation in Tiny Whitey's. This is from 1993. Yeah, Star Trek Next Generation was still around at the time, so yeah. I say you get some roles there. It's part of the initiates in the fraternity, which you got one called Les Nilsson, the Pledge Master, torturing him, even making our homeboy kissing his shoe that stepped on shit. He was talking about an initiate that who failed the initiation, he drove crazy and went back. To him, it's more enjoyment. They knock on the door. There's a sorority girl looking for a broad sorority for theirs, and invite him to their fraternity initiation. Which, yeah, face it, this Nelson guy just wants to show off. In a car ride to the place, the president, including the other members, talk about how rough nuts have been going on them until they told him that, well, the fraternity won't be there because of a scandal, which he found out, and yeah. Who hasn't graduated in 6 years. Good lord. I wonder why he didn't begin to list as a pedophile. After that, the master arrived at the place, which he knows there are only a few of the girls, not but not all of them. During the initiation, just like the comic, but it's more updated, remember. In the stories around the 40s, which only 4 of them. This time, a little twist in the end. One by one, they go up to the house, and none shine the light up their attic until he came to the other one. Well, it turns out he follows the murderer, but once less another called him a coward and won the bet. But also, stupid on him, he has to get the rest of the initiates, which he thought it was a trap, which he got scared shitless by a former pledge just pulling a prank at him, which he didn't like, which the president told him to do it. He went to the attic until while they were dead, they found an arm which was actually thrown by one of the initiates, but never showed up. Found out it's actually the arm of one of the initiates. He had to get up there, found a body, a garbage pail full of body parts, and it turns out it's actually an initiate for the only sorority full of ghouls, which means the girl they like, Simone, is actually a ghoul, and guess what? She's hungry for a man. As in, dinner. And he gets his comeuppance. He gets hacked, chainsawed, and his head rolled down the stairs right at the other initiates, at the members of the boys screaming. And yeah, how was it better, this version or the original? But hey, in the original, Les Nielsen gets aged quick, as in he gets old quickly. And they never find out what happened to the other initiations. They just disappeared. This one, although they had been eaten by ghouls, our local boy managed to survive, but for how long? That's what I want to know. But yeah. Then you have, let's see, Till Death. Oh boy. This is from season 2 from 1990, and oh boy. This is the quote when you're about to get married and you're about to take your vows seriously. You have this guy who is trying to make money on land in a tropical area, met this attractive, wealthy, rich woman, British, but she doesn't like him. But he went to this voodoo priestess for help, which he knows her because they had a romantic fling at one time. So he asks for a love potion that she tells him, one drop, he's yours, she's yours. 2 drops, she's yours for life. And oh boy, he didn't put 2 drops, he just put the whole bottle in. When he put the 2 bottles in, he accidentally kills her. But somehow, when he's at her grave, she pops out of the grave like nothing happened. They fuck. Next morning, that's when he starts smelling something rotten, like something rotting. He doesn't know it yet. She doesn't even know. She's just putting perfume on. He's talking to his friend the other night. Until then, his friend gets decapitated by her and realizes, oh, she's decomposing because she's already dead. When he found out about the warning by the voodoo priestess, well, he's fucked. He tried to get away from her, shoot her, but it didn't work because she's already dead. As he ran outside, she started to decompose more quickly. He entered a quicksand, which, oh boy, she's a walking rotting corpse. He sent her to the quicksand, even light her on fire while she sang in the quicksand. When he got back home, when he got to the house, he tried to relax until, boom, she came back. Now she's a skeleton with some burned flesh hanging. The thing he did, drank some poison to escape. Back at the voodoo priestess residence. Turns out she managed to bring him back to life, which he's tied up. And she told him, try to take the easy way out, but you can't get away that way. And she told him, there's somebody who's waiting for you. And it's actually his wife, not just her, but Colin's friend, who's now a talking head in a basket. And now she's a fully rotten skeleton with no eyes. As she tried to kiss him, her tongue's like, she has no legs. You can see her tongue moving. As he started to freak out as she kissed him. Well, I think that's karma for him. But the thing, he ain't the only one. He's not the only one. There's more. Let me see, what other episode was it? There was another one, though. Involves a... Shit, where is that episode? Damn it, I can't find an episode. I have to say about it, I can't remember. It's from season 2 or season 3. I have to remember. It's about this guy who's been dating elderly women for their fortune and poisons them right there. one by one. He looks through like bachelorette videos to find which one, killing them with poison and taking their money. Then he starts to get strange letters that somebody knows. And oh boy, when he arrived at the cemetery, he met the one of the graveyard workers. He ends up getting killed, and guess who got murdered? One of his dead wives. And oh boy, she's not alone because the others came along to say hello too. Yep. He's trying to freak out. He's trying to escape, but no. All his dead wives come to say hello because, hey, it's till death do you part. And each one got a piece of him. When I say piece, I meant pieces. And this was a freaky episode. There was even one, like one of his, I don't know which one it was this one. She's crawling on the ground. Her eye just popped out, covering worms in her mouth, in a wedding dress. That's the freaky one. And he gets his comeuppance because, hey, you can't swindle the dead. And they still love you. Aw. Now you're in pieces. After that, we had the more classic one. The Thing from the Grave, which was from Season 2 from 1990. Which is from the comic issue of Tales from the Crypt. There's only one version in 3D, so yeah. In the comic version, you have to... I think it's more different than... Remember, they usually change because of the modern times, so yeah. In the comics, you have these two lovers. She decides the other guy, but out of the window, the other guy was watching. So he decides to get rid of him by pretending to hitchhike and kills him and fix his car accident. In this one, the guy's a photographer because the girl doesn't like her other guy who was being a douche. And she first being with the photographer. And when the guy lured the other guy in a cabin near the woods, he managed to kill him in a shallow grave and buries him. A year later, she didn't know what happened until she found out. She took him to the cabin. Before he murders her, he's going to rape her. Her screams, when she starts screaming, he comes out of the grave. Oh boy. As a rotting corpse. And takes it and scares the shit out of him. He runs out. But no, you think he's getting... Oh no. It's always karma. He runs to a hole, which is actually his grave. He tried to climb out, but the dead guy grabs a shovel and cuts his fingers as he tried to climb out. Jumps in and drags him in his grave as he buries him alive. Until she found out it was the photographer saving her. Because the necklace he gave her was something Egyptian, a protection. And yeah, it cuts to there. Just to show you. I think the photographer was a better person, but get murdered. But still, you think you think you keep a good guy down? Nope. Then you have Surprise Party, which oh boy, this is from season 6, 1994. We got this douchebag who inherited, well, correction, not inherited, because he murdered his father when he was in the hospital by disconnecting some of the servers. When he's at a motel, the owner tells her about strange things that are happening, like lights. Says because no one's been there because there was a fire killing a bunch of people. For his curiosity, he just went up there, see a bunch of people there celebrating. It looks like something from the 70s because everybody's dressed in the 70s. He knows a douchebag jock and his girlfriend. He started hitting on the girlfriend. They went upstairs trying to make love, but then the jock found out. The dude's managed to shoot her. He shot the jock, but somehow he actually knocked the girl out. Trying to pour gasoline, which, spoiler alert, the dad did the same thing. And it turns out these guys are not actually alive. They're actually dead. Burned. Because they're a result of his dad's dirty deed. And since his son's about to do the same thing, let's just say, since it couldn't have that, they'll have the son then. And oh boy, they dragged him. He tried to escape, but no. They dragged him, poured gasoline on him, and burned him right there. And the scene cuts him right there, burned to a crisp. Damn, you got instant karma right there. But there are a lot more episodes. I think there's one called, I think this is the best one, called Death of Some Salesman, which is from season 5, 1993. Which is fun. Tim Curry's in it, con Yvonne DiCarlo, who you might know her as Lily from The Munsters. She plays an elderly woman who gets scammed by this salesman trying to sell plots for a cemetery. He went to his next house, which, oh boy. You don't have one, not two, but 3 characters played by Tim Curry. Both the ma, pa, and daughter. I don't know how, but it's good. In the ending, he tried to find their money, but actually he digged his own grave. And you have the pa and ma, who's actually, I don't know how they survived. Turns out, they tricked him, digging his own grave. The pa pulls out the shotgun and said, well, this is showsmanship. Bang. He's dead. Which was the best episode right there. You have Tim Curry playing 3 characters in one episode. Which is pretty good. And yeah, there are other episodes like Strung Along, where you have this, I think it's like, what happens to famous actors from the actors or performers from the old days, and now they're irrelevant. Now he's married to a younger woman, which, oh boy, you know what's going to happen. He managed to get a letter, do a performance, which, until he found out she's been cheating on him, when he found letters of her love affair, which he got into a sad depression, and keeps hearing his ventriloquist dummy named Coco. Yeah, Coco the Clown, who's a puppet. Talk about his love life, how his marriage is going crumbling down. Until he had a heart attack, mistaking that Coco was killing her. Is actually, spoiler alert, was actually the guy that she brought to help him, who was actually her lover. When he died, they tried to manage until they realized, oh boy, they ended up getting killed. And when the paramedics looked up, it was not Coco. It was actually her dead husband as Coco the Clown, a puppet. I don't know how he got turned into a puppet and murdered him, but hey, that's kind of funny. So yeah, after the series was finished by season 7, they did like 2 movies. The first one was Bordello of Blood, which, man, there's a lot of boobs there. Literally, there's more porn than murder there. Sorry. Horny vampires, what I dubbed. Yep, in Louisiana. The second was called Demon Eye, which was a better one because, hey, you got more these like demon-like zombies. But yeah, there was another one, which from, I think it was the final one for Tales from the Crypt, was called Ritual. It was a TV movie, which I never seen before, but I'm going to check it out, so it'll be easier to understand what was the plot for this. By the looks of the Crypt Keeper, I think it had to be in Jamaica. And yeah, after the end of the Tales from the Crypt, there was an animated series called Tales from the Crypt Keeper for kids. But it did feature some characters from the comics, like the Vault Keeper and the Old Witch, which, hey, at least if you put those two, we'll see how the Crypt Keeper competes with those 2 characters. If they have their own series in the comics, well, let's see how they compete against each other. Literally. And yeah, that was Tales from the Crypt. And boy, this was a series that everybody loved. It was a shame that I kind of wish they bring it back, but the problem is with today's society, there's too many shitheads, aka the snowflakes. Too sensitive. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh boy. But yeah, let me know what you think of Tales from the Crypt. Did you like it? If you've seen the series when it first aired, or reruns, or you have the series in DVD or Blu-ray, or you have it going to the movies, let me know in the comments down below and tell me which was your favorite episode of the series. And if you're new to the channel, remember to like the video, hit the subscribe button, and also the bell so you don't miss any of our great content. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody. See ya.